let's make sure that we all make money with crypto. We're going to talk about the most difficult thing in crypto, and that is selling. That's the most difficult thing in stocks, in crypto, you name it. Buying is easy. This is crypto for the rest of us 6 days a week, excluding Sunday. And I either give a tip, tool, or coin analysis. We dive deep into various coins when we do. But today I just want to talk about selling. Let me give you an example. Drive down the street. Point at all the places where you can buy stuff. They're everywhere. Now point at all the places where you can sell stuff. There aren't any. Right. Selling is very hard. We are wired to buy. We are not wired to sell. I've been investing in stocks and now crypto, but stocks for a very long time. You can see I'm old, for it's over 30 years. And I'll be honest with you, I have never bought at the bottom. I have never sold at the top. I'm talking about the top in a given time period, like the best possible price to sell at. I've never done it. I've never bought at the best bottom price. It just hasn't happened. Lots of reasons why. But what I learned through stock investing is that I, like most people, have issues when it comes to making quick decisions, especially when you're thinking, well, it could go higher, or well, it couldn't go lower, or well, whatever the case may be. So I like to think things through beforehand. Now, that enters limit orders. So let's talk about that for a second, because the most important thing to me are three different things. But first, let me say, back to my example, I've never bought at the bottom or sold at the top. I'll also tell you that the best prices I've ever sold at have never been me. It's always been executed by a computer. It's always been a limit order that I put in, and I was at work or I was out with my kids or whatever, and I get a "you just sold" order message, and I look and I'm like, whoa, it executed. Oh man, I hope it's not going higher. And I look and no, it just did a spike. I got lucky and it came back down. That is when I get the best prices. Okay, so three things for me when I'm dealing with selling. We're just going to talk about crypto. I want to do three things. One, I want to make money, obviously. So that means I don't want to ride it up and ride it back down. So what does that mean? It means I got to take myself out of the equation and I got to put my limits orders in. Some of my crypto, I already have some limit orders in on various platforms. Second thing I want to do is I try to get my capital back fairly quickly. And third, because that makes me feel good, because then I feel like I'm playing with the house's money. In other words, if I invested $10,000 and I hope to make $100, I'm going to get that 10 back, and I have sell orders to dump some quick. Lastly, I like to look at my average sale price to make sure I want to get a decent price, but I want to make sure, third thing, I want to allow myself to be a little greedy. So I put in sell orders for the majority of what I have, but I always leave some. Let me show you what I mean. So here's a very basic spreadsheet, but it's basically what I do for each of the crypto. Okay, so up here at the top, very simple, ICP, how many? 3,000, average price $9. What do I invest? 3,000 times $9. I've invested $27,000. Remember, I want to get that back, I want to make money, and I want to let it run. Those are my three things. So just real simple math here. I split the crypto into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sell orders of 500 each. That's 3,000. What's my sell price going to be? I just put in some numbers. We'll change them here in a second, and you'll see how it manipulates it. Then the amount of crypto at that sales price. So if I execute at $40, I have a sell order in 500, I'll make $20,000. Over here on the right, you can see, so this is what I want to do. And then over here, I just like to put in the dates so I know that I did put in a sell order. This is the date I put it in, and this is the amount of money I would make at my 500 at $40. Okay. So you go down the sheet here and you see it totals up to $295,000 if all of these were to execute. Then you subtract what I invested, the 27, and there would be the profit of 268. Great. I like to have my first or second get close to or all of the capital I invested. $27,000 what I invested. I'd like to get that back as early as possible. So if I think, let's just move this to $45. There, 22. Move it to 50. That would be 25. Maybe I want to do it a little earlier. Who knows? So I'm looking at, okay, well, within my first or two sell orders, I'm going to get that amount invested back. Great, theoretically. But down here, what about this? I've got my sell prices, 40, 60, 80, 120, 140, 150. I should show you what I did here in the center. I put it in gray, but it just takes and calculates what the average sales price is. Real simple. So 500 is what percent of 3,000? It's 17. Okay, multiply that by the sales price, and you get an average for that particular order. You go all the way down, you total it. So right now, so watch what happens if I just say, well, this is going to be 200 my last sale. Okay, just moved it to 106. So I want to put in numbers I think are realistic, and I want to get an average price that I'm happy with. So sure, I could put in one sell order for 3,000 at $100, and I would get the exact same, right? I'd make $300,000. But I'm not completely confident it's going to get to $100. But if it gets to 40 and if it gets to 60, I'm going to make 50 on 27. Okay, great. And if none of this happens, I've still made money. The rest of these could go to 0, and I would still have made money. Now, let's talk about the third thing. The third thing is over here. You can see I've said, all right, I put in these orders for 500, 500, 500, 500, but this last one, what did I do? That's my greed. That's my let it run. I don't have a sell order. So let's say that this last 500, worst case, goes to 0. Doesn't get up past 140, and it comes down like a brick to 0. Then I lose it, and it's worthless. What am I going to make? 220 is what I made, minus 97. I'll make 193. Okay. Why am I doing this? Because let's just say for ICP, I think maybe it'll go to 200. I have no idea. 300, 400? I doubt it. Who knows? I mean, you got to look at the total market cap and what percent of the entire market is it currently taking up, and will it gain more market share, and all these different things. But this feeds my greed. It says, okay, if it does get above this 140 and it has a trajectory, and we're looking at the charts, we're seeing a lot of volume, we're seeing all the signs pushing it, the market's still going up, whatever it may be, then I might want to ride it up. But then what will I do? At this point in time, if it does get over 140, I will reevaluate, and I will do this entire sheet again for that 500. And I'll start throwing in sell orders. And then I will have a portion that I'll let ride. So in other words, for this 500, I'm going to do this exact same thing if it were to get there. If it doesn't, I'm okay with 193. Invested 27, end up with 200. Not quite 10x, but anything more than 2x in my book is awesome. If you think 10x is normal for any investment ever in the history of time, then you haven't been investing for very long. 2x is awesome. So that would be incredible if it got to whatever this is, 8x. But that's how I do it. I just wanted to show you, one, I think it's very important that you start thinking about selling now. And I know you're thinking that's ridiculous. I'm not even sure we're in a bull run. That may not happen for a couple months. And then if this happens, it could be 9 months from now. Well, you can come back and reevaluate these things. But like I said, the best prices I've ever gotten is when I had a sell order, it happened to hit it and come back down. So I got my sell orders now. It allows me to sleep better at night in case I wake up one morning and for some reason something hit when things are running. So that's it for today. I hope this is helpful. I'll get more into sells and sell sheets with specifics on specific crypto, but I just wanted to let you know that, hey, think about selling now, put in orders now, and if you want to be able to feed your greed, there you go. Put some first orders in to get your capital back, the rest of it's gravy, and you leave a little room for that potential runoff. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and I hope we can all make generational wealth together with crypto.